My God.
Rose says, "Help me understand, why do these people try to sell us these guys as good guys when we know they are all, every single one of them, pieces of shit?" Because the writers don't realize that they have written evil characters.
They don't understand what morality is because they don't. Yeah, because they
It's
don't have a traditional understanding of it.
This is the exact opposite of Alan Moore trying to write Rorschach, basically.
Yeah,
Where he tried to write Rorschach as a very flawed character that he actually apparently got completely disgusted with people siding with Rorschach. You know, the guy
yeah.
that single-handedly stood up amongst his peers and said that no, maybe murdering 6 million people isn't a good idea.
Oh yeah, but by the way, do you know the reason why he did that? It was basically a piss take on Steve Ditko's character, Mr. A, and the question. Basically, because Alan Moore is a far leftist anarchist, and obviously Steve Ditko was individualist, like objectivist, and he created like really popular characters. And obviously, the whole Alan Moore thing was to make him look like a crackpot. But obviously, Alan Moore is just so married to his ideology, he doesn't realize the moment he had Rorschach standing up against people who are just say, yeah, genocide is great. It's just like he becomes the only relatable character. I just love that.
Like, I will say this, Rorschach is by no means a perfect character. That much
No.
is true. He is a flawed guy. The reason why the reason why most people tend to side with him, though, in the story, one, he was right about everything, right from the very
Absolutely.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of difficult. That's the thing about trying to write a paranoid character. It's not really paranoia if the character ends up being right about everything, which
Yeah.
Rorschach was. So that's kind of there. Two, I love the fact that Alan Moore tries complaining about people associating with Rorschach when he decided that apparently Rorschach smelling bad was somehow enough to dissuade people. It's especially funny that this is Alan Moore that tried to do this, because Alan Moore looks the way that Rasputin historically smelled.
He looks like he has never showered in
Exactly.
like
That's the
30
thing.
years, man.
That's the thing. He looks exactly like Rasputin, and Rasputin was infamous for never showering.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason he went into Rasputin historically ever went into bathhouses was, well,
Yeah.
not YouTube friendly. We'll say.
Yeah. I've seen the Count Dankula video.
Yeah.
Anywho, shall
But
we?
yeah. Well, no, I do. I will say this.
Oh,
Though.
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
If you ask me, if you ask me though, the thing that I think Alan Moore and a lot of lefties forget when talking about the ending of Watchmen. Consider this, right, for a moment.
Mm?
So, with the exception of Rorschach, all the other characters witness the villain of the story, Ozymandias, who will remind you idealizes historical conquerors, people that tried to take over the world, historically speaking, like Alexander the Great, and see him murdering 6 million people to basically as a part of a plot to rule the world behind the shadows. And at no point did any of them question his motives. They didn't question whether or not his logic was flawed in the first place, because even if you're a genius, you're not exactly flawless either. You could have been wrong about something, kind of like the fact that if we're to compare the world of Watchmen to, well, real life, the Cold War did end without something like that happening.
Yep.
Shocker, I know. But, yeah, I guess that bit is more of a hindsight is 2020 sort of situation, but even excluding that, there's plenty of reasons to sit there and go, yeah, you shouldn't trust Ozymandias. And really think about that. The ending, which is supposed to be, which Rorschach is trying to prevent, is a future. It is a grim future in which mankind is ruled by a shadowy elite that are so morally corrupted that they sat by and just went along with murdering 6 million people to gain power.
Yes. Oh. Hindsight's 2020. Also, it doesn't really help because I reread Watchmen not that long ago, and when he actually sees that his plan has gone through, it's like he's all like, "I did it!" And it's just like you look like a fucking child. It's just be like winning like a competition or something. It's like you just murdered like millions. You cunt.
Yeah.
Oh. It's amazing.
And heaven forbid anyone actually find out that this little plot was just a plot, because then things would go turn to shit really quickly. Which is part of the reason why Rorschach had to die at the end of the story.
Yep.
But I digress. Now that I've said my piece about Watchmen, let's go ahead and carry on. Roy says, Luke's ace, mistakes were made, millions were killed. Yes.
Yep.
Kind of an accurate description of both Watchmen and High Republic at this point.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.